starting from May 10th. So basically, the first thing we're going to get is on the 12th, Illusionary Dungeon, Sanctuary of the Mages. You know, from the way they showed that part of the map, it looks like you can now select. It's possible to have multiple tap battles at once, is what it's indicating to me like this. Because you can just swipe away to the next one. Is what I think it is.
That'd be kind of cool if they bring the older ones back.
Yeah. What if the future of Fire Emblem Heroes is tap battles? Oh man, that kind of scares me. But with how FEH is nowadays, I'm not gonna put it past Nintendo to try something like that.
Sound system coming soon, guys. Get ready for it.
Okay, and then on the 14th is Grand Hero Battle Julius. What did you think of Julius, by the way? You saw him, right?
Yeah, animations are cool. Good art, good voice acting. Too bad the unit itself is extremely underwhelming.
I've been arguing to people that he's basically another Arvis, another, Oliver, another Sias. Like, it's the same class of mages. Slow, moderate attack, high res. So.
No def.
Yeah, no defense too. I'm just kind of worried that they're gonna keep trying to just hardly change a thing with these free heroes. It's been a while since I can truly recommend a free hero to be used.
Yeah, all these kind of lazy mages is underwhelming, to say the least. It's like if you either work on them if you like the character, or you just have them sit in your box and rot.
Yeah.
Or fodder them.
Oh man, that's the biggest issue with my barracks right now. It's filled with free to play heroes. I mean, from Grand Hero Battles, or from Tempest Trials, that you just don't do anything with them. Anyways, Grand Conquest is coming back on the 17th. That's good. With the new changes on Grand Conquest, basically the rival domains changes like that. They can't instantly attack you. That's interesting. I think they gotta do more with Grand Conquest though. I think that's like one of the biggest things with potential in the game right now. Game modes.
Yeah, if they work on that more, it'll be a lot better.
Marbels,
what I really want is some
tell
team
this man to wrap his
coordination.
barracks.
Just being able to have some sort of end-game chat where you can chat with people in your circle. I don't know, something.
The one thing I don't like is how there's so many different out realms. It's gotten into the thousands now, so you will never be in the same out. Well, apparently one time on Reddit, these two people found each other. That was a big thing. But no, they can't keep it this big. Otherwise, it's just minimum interaction with real people. Maybe they should do something like 4 major outrealms, and then people can pick an outrealm to join, and then they'll be randomized from there. At least that way, it's still balanced in terms of people in the game. But at least you can compete against people and that would make it more meaningful.
Yeah, either that or again, just have the people you random into with the outer realm just have a way of contacting them or something.
If you could leave a message, that'd be so funny. But then all I would do is talk shit to the other teams.
Yeah, even if it doesn't have to be against the other team, just your team in general.
Oh yeah.
The minimum.
Yeah. But then people would get upset at their teammates. Have you seen teams where they literally lost every single territory? Imagine what kind of messages those people leave for each other.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah. All right, and then so that's the closest big things. Weapon workout quests. It's probably gonna be nothing big. Probably just gonna give us free heroes and maybe some orbs. So, what do you think of the quests in the game nowadays? They kind of just seem monotonous. Not to mention, you can just do them in rival domains, and you just basically don't spend any stamina too. So, yeah.
I mean, it's busy work at best, but I mean that's kind of the nature of gacha games anyway. So there's not really too much you can do with quest.
That's what annoys me, because everything about a gacha game is revolving around the gambling aspect. Now, of course, I know it's classified as a gacha game, but for a game like Fire Emblem Heroes, you could definitely go down the story route, or develop or do more of heroes. You can have more personality from them. Right now, we just level them 40, give them their skills. That's it. That's the end of your interactions. There's like not much
and then
else.
their conversation, and yeah,
Yeah.
they could do a little more with that. But as far as gameplay goes, we're at a decent spot. There's always room for improvement, but you know, some more. I can definitely see some more one-on-one time with each unit. Like, have you played Pocket Camp at all?
No. Oh well, yeah, a bit. I played on the first day, and my dream in Pocket Camp is just to fill my camp with cactus.
But yeah, if they give us a little more interaction, that's kind of at least a little bit on the level of Pocket Camp, it'll be a little, it'll feel a lot better to like play with your favorites. Now the thing is with Pocket Camp, there are a set amount of personalities and types, so some of their dialogue does kind of run together. With Fire Emblem, it's like all unique units, so I can see that being a bit of a thing to do for this game, but it would be kind of cool.
No, but the thing I think from Pocket Camp that's coming to this game definitely is making your like own camp. You build your own castle thing kind of thing. Like, they hinted at that in the survey, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something a little closer to your like main camp, like just expanding your castle basically, where there's multiple rooms and stuff, and you can maybe make it look pretty or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I hope they give us cactus in this game too. So I really just want a camp filled with cactus. That's all I wanted from that option. Best gacha game is Farmville. Nice. Okay. Thanks, Andrew. All right. Summoning focus, new power. Summoning focus, heroes with combat boosts. Combat boosts like tactic skills.
No, probably Brazos and stuff. So this might be our first Harden banner.
Oh, you're right. You're right. My bad. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Harden. Who else is there? There's brazen attack speed, but I remember that from Winter Robin. I guess somebody could look that up. Summoning focus, new power. Just 2 summoning focus, new powers. Does that just mean a new banner? I guess so.
No, they're not 2 weeks, are they? I can barely read this shit, but it doesn't look like it's a 2 week banners. I think what it is maybe they'll just Nah, I don't know. I was thinking they're gonna have like new units with new skills or something, or maybe they're gonna add new skills to some units and then make a banner for it.
There's definitely a Bridal banner coming back, and then people have been guessing that it's going to be a Groom banner next too.
It'll probably be a Groom banner. I can see them putting like Ephraim on it, so we can get like a 4/5 from.
Wait, you want Ephraim to be on it? Who does? But Ephraim should marry Erica.
Shush. Anyway, something like Ephraim, Ryoma. Let's see. They might do another Robin. I'm not sure.
Yeah, people said it's Chrom and Robin. People like Chrom, at least Chrom, I think. Chrom, Marth.
Yeah, or maybe another Chrom and a Marth.
Yeah, they might make it so it matches the last year's Bridal banner, so they're spouses.
Well, in that case, then it might be they'll probably put Groom Hector in then.
Yeah.
Or Groom Elliewood. I can kind of see that.
Who marries Charlotte, by the way? Charlotte from Conquest.
Fuck if I know.
Cora and Camilla and Claire for the new power banner. Oh, okay. It just means they're weapon finder. But then you wouldn't really want to pull for any of those because they're 3 to 4 stars right now. Xander?
Unless you just want to save feathers.
Save feathers. Oh, yeah. But feathers are so easy to get now. I don't know.
Well, not for everybody. I mean,
yeah, not for everybody. I know.
New players, people who can't farm, people who are apple cucks. You know, they kind of got it kind of hard.
Well, that's the life they picked. If you guys picked an Apple device, that's on you. You deserve this.
To be fair, a lot of people sometimes you'll call them out for that. It's like, well, I can't really help it. It was a gift from my family, so it's like, yeah, I understand.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like, you use what you get.
Yeah.
But for some people, those who like choose that kind of, I guess you could call it a lifestyle, because honestly, people who shill Apple are just kind of like their own being. Like they choose Apple as a lifestyle or something. It's just something they always used to. They're deeply driven into that, and it's like, well, I mean, probably not gonna change those people. Those sort of people, like, those are Apple cucks. Not everybody who uses Apple is an Apple cuck, basically.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay, well, I love how we went on a tirade on Apple. Okay. And then there's a Battle Hero battle on the 23rd, a Legendary Hero battle on the 30th. So another Legendary Hero, a new one. No idea who it is, who it's going to be. I don't think that's been leaked, right?
No, people are gonna guess. They think Intelligent Systems is using this pattern, but if Lynn is to tell you anything, there's no pattern. They're just doing shit because they can.
Yeah.
But if you want to guess, I'd say it'll probably end up being a legendary Marth everybody's wanting.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Are sort of predicting that the next legendary will be fire, or at least another water. So if it's fire, it might be Marth. If it's water, nobody really knows, unless they just do some stupid shit like Ozra or some shit. I don't know. I hope they don't. We do not need a legendary dancer. Unless it's Nils, and he's like a just because.
But I'd be fine with another Azura.
No, you wouldn't.
All right. Special maps on the 8th, and then another Tempest Trial, Loki's Flames, new hero summoning event on the 8th. Wow. Okay, into the next month, so June. New hero celebration login bonus special orb promo in June edition. What do you think of the promos so far? You went for it, right? It's supposed to be good value.
Yeah, they're decent. I kind of like just being able to buy 60 of those coins basically for like nothing. Like when you think about it like that, this game really doesn't have too much pay to win in it, but I don't think
outside of Arena.
Yeah, but even then, it's like if you just re-roll your account for the correct things, you know, you can sit in tier 20 forever just because you rolled the correct stuff. It makes sense, but yeah, we don't have too much actual like pay to win. Like, I don't think people would mind if you were just able to outright buy resources. Just like for $5, you get like 50 of the refinery coins. For $5, you can get a bunch of refining stones. Let people buy divine doing shit directly, and just let them basically pay to cut down the time needed to maximize their heroes.
I guess, well, if Nintendo wants to make money, I guess that's fine. I mean, if people really want to do that, I wouldn't do that. I mean, well, I'm so ingrained with this free-to-play lifestyle. Obviously wouldn't, but yeah.
But yeah, it'll be kind of like Pocket Camp, where it's just pay to save time instead of waiting. Because right now, I have an amenity that I'm trying to craft in Pocket Camp, and the waiting time on it is 72 hours.
Oh. I didn't know you were such a big fan of Pocket Camp.
Well, I'm just a fan of Animal Crossing, that's all.
Okay.
It's an alright game though, but I'm still waiting for Animal Crossing Switch to come out.
So Wardle says he wants TT units in the special orbs promos, but what good TT unit is left? I thought Black Knight was the best TT unit. Mass Marth, we've gotten so many Mass Marths. I don't think people would actually get excited about that, and I don't think people value Arden.
Especially considering you have 6 of them, so I have a Mass Mark sitting at +5 right now. I'd love to get more merges for that, just at least 5 more copies, and then it's like, hey, look, I got a completely free to play unit that's like +10. But well, it wouldn't
that would be really cool
anymore. But
yeah,
I like the idea, and don't forget about Joshua too.
Oh, Joshua.
Well,
Joshua would make a lot of sense. A lot of people are big fans of Joshua. He's technically a CYL hero. Considering how highly he ranked. He was top 15, right? In voting. Marissa. Yeah. So Joshua makes sense.
Not really.
But Marissa is infantry pulse, so that would make sense too.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I guess more TT heroes from the special ore promos would be cool, especially for newer players.
Oh yeah, either that or just let you buy them directly.
I don't think I'd be down for that. If they just directly gave you an option, like a list of heroes you can buy, I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. Honestly, it would kind of. I mean, it would destroy. It would destroy the whole gacha idea, especially if you can just buy the heroes that you want. Like, let's say you, well, not like seasonals, but let's just say you wanted to 5-star plus 10 a loot, and you can just buy your way to that loot. It's like, sure, it's not as profitable to just let you buy your 5-star plus 10, even if it did cost a shitload of money. It's like, I'd rather spend $300 for a plus 10 loot than spend $300 for a plus 1 loot. But I guess people who like defend the gacha mentality don't understand is that people do have a limited quantity of money.
Yes.
And over time, that does drain even ultra whales. Like, if they can't get everything they want, they do end up getting burnt out on the game and quitting. And it's like, even though you got 3,000 from this one person, you'd be a lot better if you got 10,000 from 100 players who all wanted that character, who could actually afford to get it. And that's kind of the idea about why cosmetic DLC is so popular and why people don't mind it, as far as how people feel about loot boxes and shit. So that's like pretty. So like when you think about it, the gachas on paper sounds like more potential money, because you can potentially drain one person out of more money, but it's more ethical and a lot better to just like try to get a little bit out of 100 people. So it's like, instead of relying on like one customer to fill your pockets or put food on your table, you can have, instead of one loyal whale, you can have 100 loyal like low-paying customers who will keep coming back, especially if you keep putting out good content. So as long as your content is good, people will keep coming to you, and like and I feel like that's the better idea that these gacha games should go towards, instead of like trying to like drain a few people of their money through loot boxes. And that's another reason why loot boxes are just fucking cancer, and why people do not support that stuff on the most end.
Right. Well, gacha's basically a loot box. I mean, we're technically guaranteed to get something, but it's not guaranteed to get, anything good. Though saying that, I mean, I get your point. So,
even then, the value of the said unit is only dependent on the one person. Like, I might get excited for a 5-star Jenny, but the other person doesn't want a 5-star Jenny.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, like, back in the day, like before online loot boxes were a thing, you had tabletops with the trading cards and stuff. Like, the outlier for the reason why people didn't feel so strict about that is because when it comes to those cards, even the most worthless ones have resale value. So for them, you pull a bunch of garbage out of a booster pack, and it's like, well, you can just sell it back. Even if you don't make your full money back, you might get a chance of getting that one rare card that's worth hundreds of dollars. And then it's like, okay, yeah, you can see how this is a pretty lucrative business. So it's like, even if you don't get everything you want, you still have other valuable things you may pick up, and then it's like, oh yeah, you can just give those away. The problem with gacha games and loot boxes is what you're pulling out has no monetary value. You can't give it, you can't sell it to somebody. You can't give it back to the company for like a small amount back. Or it's like, let's say you were to pull a 5-star right now, and it's like, it was a 5-star you want. You can't just hand it back to the center and they'll give you like a percentage of your money back or something. It's like,
I guess we could technically like send them home for some feathers. But that's like the extent of it.
Or another thing is like kind of like, if you think about how Steam trading, have you worked with the Steam trading before?
Yeah, I've sold some of the cards.
Basically that. where Steam does get a little bit back from people trading things they don't want with each other, and it's like that's one of the ultimate solutions to gacha games that nobody's really thinking of right now, where it's
Well,
like
nobody
you can
wants
make the
that.
company well
No, the company doesn't want that because people could just reroll and just give each other like you'll have infinite orbs and then you just trade your stuff away. Like that's a big problem. That's why they don't do it.
that's just one of the many risks. But I mean, because you can't just like keep rolling on say, well, they can put things in place for that, like where if you link your Nintendo account, you can, and it's linked for a set amount of time, then you can do it. But and to keep people from like unlinking multiple accounts, they can
They could,
permanently
but
tie
they
them
could,
to that account, kind of like how Steam does.
but they
With
could just make a new account, Nintendo account, or make a and link it, do a trade, like reroll, do a trade, delete that account,
well,
or
not
and make a
quite.
new
What they
account.
could do to, and that's another thing they can circumvent by just having you tie, because you're going to be dealing with money for this situation. They'll have you tie like your credit card or some other information where it's like and once it's on that account, you can't do anything unless you go through Nintendo support system to change it, and then it'll be like basically trying to make the re-rolling for like people who want to use this system as convoluted as possible to discourage them from doing it.
But
This
people
doesn't
can
mean
still do
it's
it.
not.
Is what I think.
It's not a perfect system. Like people are still gonna do it. People do find ways to abuse even things like the Steam trading card system. But at the end of the day, there's other things like you have to put your money into it in the first place. For gacha games right now, like we do get some of that currency for free, but at the same time, it's not it's not as infinitely abundant. Like there are ways to prevent re-rollers from like abusing the system, but it's like nobody's really trying to come up with the solutions, or they're like, well, if you use a solution they might do something else. But you have to also think of alternatives. Like you have to think ahead of like what the possibilities are going to be when you do this kind of thing. You feel me?
Well, I've thought about that in the past. I just don't see it because there's so many loopholes potentially available. Not to mention, as long as there's emulators, people would just make an infinite amount of cards, and things like credit cards you can fake, or you can generate one. Or there's like prepaid credit cards, you put like $5 on it. Like there's just so much they can do with it. It's why I agree with like a lot of gacha games to not try this system.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds really convoluted on paper, and it's like, even if it wasn't like just the whole trading, like there would have like when people are like they want the trading, but they don't want it to be complicated. But the truth is, it has to be complicated in order for it to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if it's like the most inconvenient thing possible, you have to have that bottom line where it's like you have to do so much to do it that you're less like, the point is to discourage as many as people as possible from trying to abuse the system. If you can, like, they'll have like, you can have ways where it's like, this one person has their account, they're like Nintendo like the only way to really do it is for like Nintendo to just basically have all your docs, and they pretty much lock all of that docs to that one account, like kind of like have it,
Yeah, but would Nintendo want to do that just to allow that feature? Is what I question.
only if they think that they can get even just the smallest amount of profit from it, and if it enhances the game's experience by enough. At the moment, I can say that it probably wouldn't at this moment, because the game is not perfect. It's still a gacha game at the end of the day, but that's just the whole trading thing. But when it comes to buying directly like what you want out of the game, like I will support that 100%. Like there's no honest downside to that.
Yeah, and then we can see people make +10 tokens and try and make him good. I mean, I can't wait for that. Yeah. Imagine they give us a new Tobin, Archer Tobin, the proper Tobin, the Tobin that we should have always had. Imagine that. I mean, they could try something like that. Okay. Either way, just summarizing this event schedule, I think the biggest things are the voting gauntlet, which indicates the bridal banner coming back, and it's likely to be a groom banner to mirror it. So that's what the voting gauntlet's going to be about. There's also the Ledger Heroes summoning event on the 30th to the 6th, May 30th to June 6th, and then Bound Hero Battles, Selef and Julia from June 5th to 11th, and Bound Hero Battle Amelia and Tana from May 23rd to May 29th. And then the Ledger Hero Battle, which whoever the Ledger Hero is. And then the other biggest thing is Tempest Trials on 25th. And I think that's it. It's just like login bonuses the rest of the way. Yeah, what do you overall do you think of this upcoming schedule?
It's alright. I mean, if you're not pulling on the current banner, you can just save up and see what happens. Maybe it'll do a read through of the bridal banner, and then people can finally get that bridal Lyn they always wanted. Or nothing happens. Either way, it's a pretty decent setup. I'm waiting for the Tempest Trials to see what new seals we get.
Yeah. Oh, and one of the questions asked was, which character do you not want getting a new form or that you feel has too many skins? Please don't say Lyn. I'm actually completely okay with Lyn having so many skins. I mean, so many different versions.
I am too, but honestly, Lyn and Robin probably need to chill for a bit. Let's just, get some new characters in here before we throw in more alts. Maybe some more OCs for our legends. Like maybe that Yogurt or the brother of Gantra can also be pullable
Yogurt.
units.
Oh my god.
Yogurt.
She's so cute. If she was actually a hero, I don't know. Like I would try really hard to get her.
I think she might end up being free. That'd be kind of cool if they just gave out some like free non-legendary units throughout the story just to keep you going.
Yeah,
like
everyone gets yogurts.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I think, judging from what she looks like she could probably be a staff unit or a colored dagger. Imagine her being the blue dagger.
She has a tome though. She has a tome. The tome's red. Yeah.
I didn't notice. Okay, well, I guess she could be a red tome.
Yeah, we have enough. All right, that's really interesting.
They're all terrible. It's like they're so underwhelming compared to every other mage in the other colors. Actually, she'd probably be better as a colorless mage. Like, I know that's
no.
Hell yes.
I'm so sick of. Look, we have the color triangle, and they just keep trying to like break the thing. Colorless right now is like one of the worst classes to pull for until they throw in other heroes. Like,
that's why we need more. Imagine some more dagger units, or even some
colorless magical heroes, please. That'd be insane.
Just some honest colorless tomes, like that would be great.
I think they made their decision. Micaiah should have been colorless tome, but they didn't do that. So,
I mean, Luke should have been a colorless tome too. But hey, we're not gonna really argue about that. But over time, this is the nature of gacha games. Eventually, they're gonna start mixing classes to the point where you're not really sure. You're gonna be like, wow, remember when there was only colorless daggers and bows? It's kind of wild. Like, I was playing One Piece Treasure Cruise, and they now have there were like the 5 colors. They were kind of similar to how Fez red, blue, green, except instead of colorless, it was yellow and purple. So now what they're doing is they're making new units that are like, they're red units, but they're also yellow units. So they'll be like a red yellow unit, and they'll have the advantages and disadvantages of both. It gets kind of wild, but Treasure Cruise is like years old, so we got a while to go before we get that far. I'd say third
looking forward to that. Oh well, yeah, that's quite a ways away. Well, it's not barely anymore. We're 3 months removed, but yeah, hasn't been that long ago.